She is in the building. Nambitha Ben-Mazwi, affectionately known as Lady Nam, is a well-known award-winning actress, an award-winning entrepreneur, award-winning style icon, global citizen ambassador, activist, founder of a women's empowerment movement, #SheSpeaksLadyLam. She has expanded her acting career globally, securing representation in the UK and Los Angeles, headhunted by leading global agency Range Media. Graduating with honors degrees from business science from University of Cape Town, Lady Lam utilizes the knowledge and experience she has gained through her honors degree and corporate experience to complete and to be named one of the 5 entrepreneurs in the country by Essential Group in 2019. Her award-winning media company, Nambitha Media House, her brand, and her entrepreneur ventures alike, boasting an impressive resume starring in local and international production as a leading lady. She recently made history as the first South African to hold 6 Netflix international credits. Whoa. Her most notable shows include a groundbreaking LGBTQ role on Netflix Savage Beauty, box office hit sequel, Netflix film Happiness Ever After. Ooh. Emmy award-winning US Netflix series Black Mirror, leading role in Showtime remix King Shaka. Her career highlights as being handpicked was by Beyonce to star in Black is King. Whoa! Today we're gonna have a good host. Her work ethic and industry impact is boundless, with the 2nd season of Netflix breakthrough Savage Beauty releasing in 2024. Please go and watch that on Netflix when you leave here today. Leading in an upcoming independent film alongside sister Sissy Hannah and starring as a lead protagonist in the action-packed Showmax original television called Mpini. I would like to introduce everyone to the star lady herself, Nambitha Ben-Mazwi from South Africa.
Girl, I'm proud of you for getting my name right. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Tommy. Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? I wish I could see everyone. It's very bright in here. I'm more interactive. You know what I mean? I want to get to know everyone because tonight, well, not tonight, the whole day is really about us collaborating, connecting, and obviously the diaspora at large around the globe. And also, I flew 24 hours to be here. Okay, I came here for y'all. So let's have fun. Let's have this be a really, really fulfilling day and morning. I see my Ethiopian brother right there that I met yesterday. And it's been so awesome meeting people at large from different diasporas. We're all here. Obviously, we're passionate filmmakers and storytellers. And I've had a huge, value from this. Just even listening to your stories, hearing what you, the film that you were talking about, Struggle Hero from Ethiopia that I had no idea about. And those are the stories that we need to tell and take ownership of, obviously, at large. But before we get into things, I do want to obviously share about my experience, right? And what I guess my mandate is as a South African leading lady who also crosses over internationally to shows like Black Mirror and other UK shows. I am at the heart of everything else, just a storyteller like all of us. I just try and evoke truth in everything that I do. But the bigger mandate is I'm South African. And I want to tell our stories to the world. And as Africans at large, we have a lot of stories to tell. I know that we're going to tap into the diaspora of Haiti. We're going to tap into the Caribbeans. We're going to tap into Africa at large. But not only that, we're going to go into Canada, UK, because, Black is Black, man. And we're all over the world. And I'm really excited to also just hear from you guys. We're going to be highlighting some films today. It's going to be a long day, but it's going to be a full day. We're going to hear from directors. We're going to hear from filmmakers. We're going to have a Q&A. And I really want to encourage you guys from today to interact with each other, to pass on numbers and contacts and really just have those conversations. If you have things that you want to ask me, I'm right here. Maybe we can have someone also pass around a mic, because I feel that for me is the better impact, is if you want to ask me questions, you know, as writers, as producers, as directors, and fellow actors. But just to share some, I guess, welcoming remarks, sharing my experience as an artist, what I'm passionate about, and I guess why I came today and why I came to New Orleans, and obviously being a part of Essence. For me, I'm passionate about telling stories, but telling our own stories from our own narrative. And for me, from my experience, I know, where's Yetunde? I actually really am so happy she is here. Yetunde, girl, can you stand up? I really can't see because of this light. Where are you? Sorry to put you on the spot. Yetunde? No? Yes? No? Okay, she was here. But I want to bring her up because we met on the set of King Shaka, the remake of King Shaka, the CBS, Showtime, and Paramount Picture one. She is, yes, there she is. We met on that set. She is the dialect coach. And obviously, for those who don't know, you know, Shaka Zulu Story is the Zulu warrior, the infamous Zulu warrior. And it's a Hollywood production. And, you know, there are those experiences where I was up for the role of Nandi. She is the leading lady, King Shaka Zulu's mother. And they flew us up to LA for the test shoot. And, you know, in this Hollywood collaborative industry we're in, well, some of us are not, there is that gap that we need to bridge, right? Where for me as an actor, I often find that, of course, from producing, you need to understand, okay, A-listers need to play the roles of Nelson Mandela. For example, I was on Madiba, the BET series, and met Lawrence Fishburne, who played the lead role of Nelson Mandela. And oftentimes I face these moments, and we spoke about this, where as South Africans and as Africans at large, we know Black Panthers out there. We know that we have Woman King. We have a lot of African stories being told at a Hollywood global level. But what I am finding is there's a bit of a bridge that needs to be closed, where we need more collaboration, right? We need to see more. For me, I would love to see, what I love about Yetunde, so she is Nigerian descent, right? I got it correct. I know, girl. Yetunde gives it away. But where we have a crew, writers, actors, where when we are telling homegrown Black diaspora stories, that whole entire production team is made up of the diaspora, right? Where the EPs, sorry to say, are not people who have no understanding of the culture, the story, the magnitude of what we're speaking about. Because when the writers are of the diaspora, they know what they're writing. They're writing their grandparents' story. They're writing what they know, what they breathe, there's purpose behind it. And for me, my mandate is for us to have more ownership when it comes to our stories, more ownership when it comes to our productions, where it is not something that is so far-fetched. And when I spoke to Lawrence Fishburne about this, he said he struggled, you know. He's like, how do I tell the story so authentically where South Africans can relate and see Utata Nelson Mandela, because it's a huge responsibility. And that's where the collaboration is so critical. That's where you need every single person from the diaspora to be a key player in showcasing truth as authentically as possible. So for me, from today, and my personal mandate is to make sure that we're always well represented. The moment we connect is when we're able to partner. And the moment we understand each other and each other's backgrounds is the better way we're able to partner in the correct manner. My experience with Yetunde, I remember was it day one? It was day one, my first scene, which was a monologue. It was insane. And I remember having this moment with you, and I can imagine how it felt for you in South Africa, being thrown in the deep end, and you're brilliant at what you do as a dialect coach. Girl, you are. And without also being disrespectful, and also honoring the culture and knowing that now you're crossing a barrier of asking a Xhosa person or a Zulu person to say, listen, how would you call this diet? Can you speak your English in this certain way? What? And I remember telling you, oh, you want me to talk in Bantu? And you were like, what is Bantu? And we had that conversation. You approached it with so much sincerity, with so much respect. You understood. And yet you were also open to the idea of collaborating, of learning, and that was where the partnership level came in, right? Because we understand that the bigger picture is we're telling incredibly big, important stories of people from the past, from people that we need to showcase in our diaspora, because these are heroes. These are black heroes. These are black warriors. These are people that are going to change the narrative. Because what I've realized is, as Africans, especially in South Africa, our history is not documented. Now, as storytellers, that's where our responsibility is to say, okay, I want to tell a story of my late grandfather, who was a struggle hero and whatnot. But there's no history books. If we look back, the research is lacking, because when we were colonized, that was the idea, is to eradicate our history. And now we're taking that narrative back. And I feel that the best way to do that is through storytelling, is through films. It's Black Panther, which tells this Kenyan army that was ruled by women. It was the strongest army in Africa. A lot of people don't know that. So we need to tell these stories, and by that we get the facts right when we are in rooms like this. And we have people like me who came from South Africa. We have Ethiopian, we have Nigerian, we have the Caribbeans, we have Gabon, yes girl, we have Canada, we have at large Haiti. So for me, this is the most exciting room to be a part of, because this is where the narrative changes, and this is where the ownership of that changes, and this is where we get to have these conversations. I know that there are probably writers here, there's dialect coaches, there's actors, there's producers. Let's have these conversations, all right? Any questions, actually? Because I don't want to keep talking about myself. You heard my bio. Let's have conversations. If there are any questions, if there is someone who can assist and maybe pass a mic around, and before we kick things off. I don't have a question. I just want to assist you. Okay, let's do it. Thank you, girl. Anyone with a question? Okay, no, going once, twice. Can I just have an idea of everyone in the room? Who is an actor? Okay, we've got a few producers. Okay, Gabon, yes, I see, my lady. Writers, yes, okay. Directors, jack of all trades. You're a filmmaker at heart. Have I missed anything? Crew members, media, journalists, broadcasters? No? Okay, good, okay. And if I can have an idea, anyone who hasn't put up their hand, what do you want to get out of today? Any industry I haven't tapped into? Okay, y'all are a shy bunch. Guys, I flew 24 hours. There's no way you're going to be muting me like this. Okay, we're not going to be this quiet. I know it's the morning. There we go. We've got a hand up. I want to hear from you.
Hi, good morning. I'm sorry. I'm not a part of an industry. I just really love storytelling. I love seeing people tell their stories. So that's why I'm here. I'm here because I am a lover of stories.
I love that. So you're an industry ally.
Yes.
I love that. Okay. Anyone else? Yes. Now we're getting a little wiggle room now. We've got two hands. Yeah, Tunde, nobody's paying you for this. I love you. She's my production assistant.
We're all gonna get Peach and pay her for all these assistances today. Thank you so much again. Like I know we had a little chat yesterday, and I love what you're doing. And as a fellow filmmaker, one of the challenges of being from the diaspora is like you're trying to bring a rich cultural elements of Africa, but also working with the Western audience, which is in my case, or some of us are here as well, right? So how do you keep authenticity when you are working? Another word is when you are working on a project that is Africa-based, but when you are working with people in the West, they have their own way of wanting to tell the story, but you know deep down it's not right. So how do you diplomatically approach it so that you're still working and collaborating on the vision of the filmmakers that you are working with, but still keep the authenticity and the cultural richness of Africa in a way?
I think that, I'm so glad you asked that because I've had those battles. One particularly is on Madiba. That was still back in 2016, and I think also Hollywood Productions didn't have a trust level with local talent at the time. So being a producer as well, I understand the business model of return on investment, what needs to sell, who the audience is. This is a package that needs to be sold to an American audience, right? The distributor was BT. So I understood the key players and what the bottom line is. Now, in performance, there are elements where you need to understand, okay, who is the producer? What narrative do they want to portray? Who is the cinematographer? Who is the director? The director and the producer are probably the most impactful and influential in really the decision-making process. Even with, I mean, writers can write, but on the script and on performance, things can change, right? And for me, it was conversations I had with the director, where if you come in with a level of, as I said with Yutundo, a level of, I'm telling the story, we're partnering and collaborating, so I need to literally get all of the information I need in order to tell truth. As soon as you have that open level of communication, you can influence and say, you know what, actually, here's an idea. You know, this is how, you know, with Bantu, for example, she didn't know what that was. I said, this is a dialect, this Bantu, and she's like, how does it sound? Great, and that's something she's added to her toolbox, and now we're also showcasing truth, right? So the authenticity is really just understanding the key powers at play and how to influence that and what lands up on screen. So if you're closer to what lands up on screen as a performer, have that dialogue and level of collaboration with the director, because then that's where decisions can be made.
Amazing, amazing. Everyone, give it up for Nambitha Ben-Mazwi.